Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we're going to be continuing to work on our hardtop conversion on the 39 Mercury. So last video was a huge one. I got the driver's side rear quarter window hinging and everything together. It bolts in and the crank works as it should, and it actually fits the stock location. The hard part is we now need to do the passenger side, and that's always the not as fun part because you've already kind of gone past the exciting part. So I'm going to work on getting the passenger side built. It should go a lot quicker. We're probably going to do everything in one video rather than breaking it up between the stainless and the mechanism. So I'm going to put everything together, get a hinging in this video, and then if we have time I might even start patterning out the front windows for the stainless and the rest of the conversion on that. But let's get going. I got a lot of welding to do, so let's get started. All right, so I figured I'd stop and just do a quick description here on what happens when we're welding all these pieces and making all these window surrounds. This is what I'm fighting the whole time, and it's taking quite a while. So people, definitely, I'm sure we had some comments saying I could have made it out of box tubing, cut the inside out. A lot of people do that. And I just chose to do flat pieces because I could do a lot more with that big sheet of metal, and it was more cost effective. And in the end, no matter what, whether you heat and bend the tubing and cut the inside out or anything, you're going to get deflection. You're going to have to correct and move things around. So this is a good example. This is the B pillar. It's like 8¼ inches long, and then we have to cut the top for the angle that we need for matching the curvy bit. That's a technical term. The swoopy bit, we gotta cut it to match that to make it all one piece. But I welded this piece all flat. We had it fixtured to this real heavy piece of angle iron here, and even so, even doing that, you can see how bowed it is. Trying to show that there. So this thing just has probably, I don't know, an 1/8 inch of movement in the center here, and it's just now, it's banana shaped, and we don't want that. We want the B-pillar to be straight. So this is what I've been dealing with the whole time we've been doing those pieces for the window surrounds, is I have to weld something and then adjust it either in the press or in the vise. Luckily with these smaller pieces like this, I can actually put it in the vise and get it pretty darn close, and then if I need to, I can put it in the press, bridging it across with 2 totally flat heavy pieces, and we can press down and get it all straight again. Usually what I do is just rough grind all the welds down like this so we're not rocking on anything. Then I press it flat or whatever we need it to be, and then we can clean it up and make it nicer from there. But that's our B-pillar piece made up into a piece of channel here, and then once we get it flat, I'll dress it a little more, and then we can hold it up into our hinging mechanism there, and cut it and get everything fit together and make it one piece, one surround. So that's what I'm going to do next. All right, so I figured I'd stop and show you guys some of the stuff that we glazed over on the driver's side rear quarter window. So I have my B-pillar piece made here, and I drilled my screws that actually bolt into the factory location for the like iron or whatever the bracket is that's in there. And then there's these stainless covers that actually go over everything. It's just like beauty covers. Surprisingly, they are spot welded, like overly spot welded. There's like 4 really good spot welds to hold them in place. You have to drill through them, and then on the other one I plug welded them and then have to sand and polish the welds back out. But I also drilled through, there's a rivet here that holds the stainless on and goes through this iron bracket where the hinge is. So I drill through that and then just put a bolt, like a 1/4-20 bolt in there. That just pinches everything together. It doesn't need to hinge. Once everything's mounted, it's really no problem at all. And then I also use the shoebox stuff because this channel on the bottom here where the other pivot is longer than needed, and we could section it down. So there's a piece that goes back here that will actually bolt in to where the top portion of the surround goes, and once I get that welded to this piece, because I have to cut an angle in it to marry them together, once I weld that together, that will tell me where this needs to be, and I'll bolt that all together, and then we'll weld this channel back in. But we want to make sure that this channel on the top is straight and everything's good, and then it should tell us right where this needs to be. So I got this all ready to plug weld. This will be plug welded together, and then the B-pillar will be coming together, so we can fit this back in the car. Then we can hold that top portion against this and kind of make our nice diagonal cut there where we need to cut both pieces, and then we can marry them together, tack weld them, make sure they fit, on and off about 6 more times, and then we can finish weld it and start putting this together. But we're getting very close. But this is all the little stuff that I think I glazed over a lot in the last video because it's just trying to figure it all out. But now we have a plan, so it's going a little smoother. It's just a long and tedious process. This side went most definitely faster. I don't want to say that it was easier, but it did go faster, and I was able to get everything built. Again, just like the other side, it all bolts into the stock 39 Mercury inner tin panel here that holds the regulator, and everything goes up and goes down. Hopefully it does it nicely in this shot. So, got my little vice grip handle here. Down. And up. So I have to work on this, the cutout in the roof or over the drip rail. I have to probably widen both sides just a little bit. It's a little tight as it is now, and I want to put a little bit of like rubber edging inside on those sharp, or not sharp, but you know, those raw metal edges, so that it's not scarring up the stainless as it goes up and down, because eventually I'm going to like polish all the stainless so that it's nice and shiny, and if we're dragging metal on metal, it's going to put little scratches in it. So I do need to do some more adjustment, but I'm just working on the small victories, and we got the passenger rear window all working and caught up to the driver's side. And then in the last couple shots, you may saw what I did was I started patterning out the door glass stainless surround. So I made this pattern. This is basically what our door glass is going to look like, and I'm going to then cut this out of wood and make our stainless to fit this, and same process, just way longer. So I'm gonna have like, I don't know, 6 or 8 feet of welding to do between the two sides on this and the top, welding those pieces together. But that's the goal, make that piece to fit in here, and then I have to make that all fit the original window regulator and attach much like this does with some little legs that came off, which it didn't have originally. So there's going to be a bit of work to this, even though it is a little more straightforward. I also have to figure out getting all the gaps and everything right to make this work, because it then has to have a little bit of a gap between this window and the front window. So it's a lot of work, but it's going to be awesome when it's done, and I can't wait to get at least one side with both pieces of stainless in there. So thank you guys for following along. Hope you've been enjoying this winter of Mercury modifications, and we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and also spring is coming. So I'm going to probably be ready to call it quits for customization for this winter, and get this thing on the road and start cruising it this summer. So thank you guys for following along. Appreciate it. Catch you later.